What if the reason you're tired, inflamed, and anxious isn't willpower, but it's lack of raw materials? Today, I'm going to talk about Hypernourish, basically flooding the body with raw materials that can flip the switch on your energy, your mental health, and your healing. I'm Denise. I'm the creator of Spa Life TV, where we learn how to be healthy in a fun and simple way. This is video number 4 of our gut healing series. And the other ones really set the foundation for where we're at right now. So if you haven't seen those, definitely go back and watch those as well. But today we're going to talk about making sure that you have all the raw materials on board so that you can heal your gut and enjoy energy and vitality. What exactly is Hypernourish, and why is it important, and how do we do it? Well, Hypernourish, I don't even know if it's a real word in the dictionary, but basically there is a doctor by the name of Joel Wallach. And what I love about what he did is he summed it up what the body actually needs. And he says the body needs 90 essential nutrients every single day just to do its normal functions, for the heart to beat, for the brain to function, for all of your muscles to be able to function, for metabolism, digestion, for all those things to happen. You need 90 essentials, 90 essential nutrients, which is 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. Now, here's why Dr. Joel Wallach is so brilliant. He used to be a scientist for animals. He was a veterinarian scientist, and he studied all the farm animals, exotic animals. He actually has a book in the Smithsonian on diseases of exotic animals. And one of his claim to fame is he actually saved the rhinos. The rhinos were once in the extinct category, but he went and studied them, what they needed, why they were dying, and what they needed to stay healthy. So now all the rhinos that exist are because of Dr. Joel Wallach. So he's a brilliant man. But then he switched it to humans and said, well, wait a second. If I know how to keep animals alive and healthy, farmers don't have the resources to just send their animals to have surgery or chemotherapy or medication. So they have to know how to keep them healthy. And they were dying because of nutrition. They were lacking nutrients. So Dr. Joel Wallach used that same philosophy for humans when he became a naturopathic doctor and said, wait a second. Why don't we do the same thing for humans? What exactly are humans missing that's causing them to get sick? That's what he calls the 90 essential. The 90 essential is what you need just every day. And the reason that we need them and we're not getting them in more food anymore is because our soil is so depleted. Back in the day, our soil had more minerals, and we also weren't spraying so many pesticides. Pesticides kill the bacteria in the soil, and the bacteria in the soil, they make the minerals. They eat up the raw material in the dirt, and it makes minerals. Then it goes up into the plant, then we eat the plant, and that's how we get our minerals, because we can't make them in our body. So vitamins are also made, we eat them, but they're also made by the bacteria in our gut. So if our bacteria isn't healthy, then we're not making those vitamins. You see the problem? The body requires 2 things to stay healthy. Number 1, it requires a healthy terrain. That is the physical body, the physical makeup of your body. It's the gut, it's the microbiome, it's the cells, that they be healthy. And then the second thing that is required to be healthy is what we call biofield. It's the energy flow that flows around every cell and every tissue and every organ of your body. Now, the thing that is required to make sure you have a healthy terrain and a healthy biofield flow are raw materials, because your minerals act as spark plugs, and your vitamins are also energy producers. They activate and keep energy going. All these raw materials ensures that your terrain is healthy and ensures that your biofield flow is healthy. These 2 things together is what is required for the body. So what does that look like? Let me show you. Here you have pictures of cells. And in this corner, you can see inside of a cell, you have the nucleus and the mitochondria. And each little organelle in the cell requires vitamins, minerals, amino acids, essential fatty acids. They require certain nutrients to function. The outer layer is made out of fat. And if that outer layer is strong, then when it gets attacked by pathogens or stress, or chemicals, it can protect your cell because the fat around the outside is healthy and strong. The second picture is that of red blood cells. These require different kind of vitamins and minerals to function optimally for you. And then the next picture is a muscle. These are muscle fibers, and there are muscle cells that require different raw materials. And here we have brain cells, and then we have skin cells, and so on and so on. So every tissue has different cells, and every cell requires certain nutrients, certain raw materials. Now, remember, I told you it was about the terrain, which is the body itself requires certain nutrients. And then I said that you needed a biofield flow. Now, this is the part a lot of people don't talk about because you can't see it. You can't see the biofield. We know things happen, but we can't necessarily see it. So what exactly is a biofield? A biofield is an invisible energy field between things. It's kind of like, imagine if you had a magnet and you bring your magnet together. At first you don't feel anything, and all of a sudden the magnet has a force and you can literally feel the force between the two magnets. Then if you take the magnet and flip it over, try to push it together, it won't happen. What is that thing? It's called an electromagnetic field, and every cell has that around them in the human body, especially the heart and the brain. And the heart has 5,000 times stronger magnetic field than the brain. But for those biofields to function, they also require raw materials. So you're familiar with MRIs. MRIs function on magnets. So they are using your body to measure or to see inside your body based on the magnetic field or the biofield. When you have a healthy and strong biofield and a healthy and strong terrain, you will be healthy. And that requires an abundance of raw material. So what exactly do you need? Here is the 7 categories that I have broken down for you. The first one is vitamins. Vitamins act like an on and off switch in your body. The second one is minerals. Minerals act like spark plugs or scaffolding. They hold things together or they activate things. They make things happen. Essential fatty acids, it's that outer layer of the cell is made out of essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids also lowers inflammation and allows the cells to communicate with each other. Amino acids are important for building blocks and things like enzymes and collagen and peptides and creatines. Those are all amino acids, which are so important to have a healthy terrain. So what can you do? Number 1, you start with food. The food that you're eating are actually being broken down in the gut to create the raw materials that we're talking about. So even though the soil is depleted, even though the food doesn't have quite the nutrients as it used to, you still want to choose the highest quality food so that you're ensuring that you're getting as much raw materials as you can. And that means plenty of fruits and vegetables and healthy meats like grass-fed beef and fish and chicken. And then the second one is you want to think about water, because your body is made up of water, and all that electrical current and utilizing all those vitamins and minerals requires water, because water is a conductor, right? So you have to have good amount of hydration in your body. Now, when you're drinking your water, you want to add a little bit of electrolytes, like a little pinch of sea salt. That will help activate the water and make it more usable in your body. And we talked about fruit. Fruit has a natural source of water in addition to the phytonutrients that it has in it. Now, green drinks are great because they're like compressed energy packets. You're basically taking all the water and the micronutrients out of the vegetable and you're drinking it to just give yourself a boost of nutrition. Now, you don't want to just drink your greens. You want to chew them too, because you want to get the fiber as much as you can. But on occasion, it's a good idea to have green drinks as well. Quality multivitamins is a good place to start. Recently, somebody asked me, which one should I get? Should I just get a one a day? Not really, because it's so loaded with fillers that you're really not getting anything. So one place you can start is a brand called AG1. I like that one. It's easy to get at Costco or any health food store, and it's pretty complete. That's a good place to start. The one that I use currently for my day-to-day nutrition is called Longevity. And if that's something that you would like to explore, then definitely look for the link down below or reach out to me and I can get you information on that. I also like USANA supplements, and those are created by Dr. Myron Wentz, who is the founder of Sanoviv in Mexico. Now, these are all, when I find supplements, very often I meet the founders of this company or I go to the manufacturing plant. So these are brands that I really respect. Full Script, there's a link down below which you can get access to. Some of the best supplements in the world are on that link. And superfoods. Superfoods are adding. Remember, we're hypernourishing. So your general supplements are the 90 essential. Now, I get those from Longevity, which are the vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, and amino acids. That's for day to day. Hypernourishing is when I add superfoods, when I add green drinks, when I add my smoothies and I add things into that. That's what I mean by hypernourishing. Or when I'm using specific herbs or increasing the amount of a certain amino acid or certain vitamins. That's what I mean by hypernourishing based on what you're trying to do. For more detailed information on supplements, please go watch that video that is on the Spa Life YouTube channel on supplements. It'll go way more into detail into the specific supplements that you want to be taking. And one of the worst things about getting supplements is keeping them organized. So if you haven't done so already, download the Health Grid. Now, what I do is in the notes section right here is where I write down my supplements. And when I take these supplements every day, I simply put a check mark under supplements to keep me on track, because oftentimes it's easy to forget. So hypernourishing is giving your body the raw materials that it needs in it for its day to day, which is the 90 essential. But hypernourishing is when you're adding on top of that to saturating your tissues so that they have more than enough. Not just enough to survive, but enough to thrive. And when your body has enough to thrive, then you can live the health and vitality that you deserve, that is your original design. Because every day, your body is working for you. It wants you to be healthy. It's trying to keep you healthy, as long as we're able to give it the raw material. So this is video number 4, and we are moving right along. So we set the foundation, we lowered inflammation, we sealed and healed the gut lining. Now we talked about supplements, and then we're going to move on to how to heal the microbiome, how to repopulate. And we're going to talk about probiotics and all those things in the next video.